Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parsha Vayikra. I saw a wonderful Dvar Torah this week from the Jewish Education Program by Rabbi Yaakov Feinstein, and it talks about names. A person's name is not just a way to call him or to talk about him. A Hebrew name describes a person's essence and attributes. That's why Adam was able to name a kelev, a dog, with such a name because about the heart that that animal had. A name can also indicate a person's mission in life. After wrestling with the angel of Esav, Yaakov Avinu asked the angel its name, and it asked, "Why did you want to know my name?" The Midrash Rabbin Bereshis explains that the angel was telling Yaakov Avinu that Malachim don't have permanent names. The names change depending on the service they have to do or the mission upon which they are sent. The Midrash tells us when it says Vayikra Hashem el Moshe, that Hashem called to Moshe Rabeinu, and Moshe Rabeinu had 10 different names. One of them was Yered, because he brought down the Torah from heaven to earth, or alternatively, or in addition, he brought down Hashem's Shechina from heaven to earth, or Avigdor, because he was the father of those who build a protective fence around the Torah, Avigdor. And this goes on with his other names. However, Hashem told Moshe that although you have many names, I'm only going to call you by the name that Bisya, the daughter of Paroh, called you, and that is Moshe. As it says, and Bisya called his name Moshe, Shmos, chapter 2, verse 10. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz asked, why did Hashem choose to call him by his name Moshe out of all the 10 names that he was known? In addition, Moshe doesn't describe his essence. It describes an event that Bisya drew Moshe Rabeinu out of the water. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz answers that Bisya's actions were only possible because she was Moser Nefesh. She was willing to sacrifice her life. She had that self-sacrifice to defy her father's order to kill the Jewish babies and drown them in the Nile. Since Moshe Rabbeinu's life was saved because of Mesiras Nefesh, this power and ability of utter self-sacrifice entered the body and soul of Moshe Rabeinu, because all that a giver gives to the recipient totally enters him. So Moshe attained this attribute of Mesiras Nefesh because of Bisya's act. Therefore, Moshe was called by the name Moshe that expresses his essence more than any of his other names. We all have the same power to be mashpia, to influence others, how we interact with them, especially parents and teachers. But when we interact with people and we exemplify our midos tovos, our good character traits, we can actually share and transfer those traits to others. What an amazing thought. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.